It's the college football world's favorite big cousin, and my show hotter than a Thanksgiving Day oven. Tater too what? Too real. And today, guys, I want to talk to you about why I believe there are only two coaches out there that can replace Billy Napier at the University of Florida and have immediate success. Stay tuned. Man, if you are a Florida Gator fan like myself, this has been one of the most depressing years in the history of Florida football. Not Tater too real, what do you mean by that? Before this year started, there was so much hype, so much excitement surrounding this Florida Gator football team. Not only were we supposed to have one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football in DJ Lagway, but this was supposed to be Florida's breakout year. And most of that excitement is stemming from the way last year ended, right? The Gators would go on to beat Ole Miss and LSU, ending their playoff hopes, also winning a bowl game versus Tulane. So entering the 2025 season, there was just so much hype, and I mean, every time you will go on social media or watch any college football content, most analysts out there predicted Florida to be a playoff team. But man, was everybody wrong, including me, a lifelong Florida Gator fan. Fast forward to week 4 of the college football season, and the Florida Gators are sitting at 1-3 with a hellish schedule left to play, including teams like Texas, Texas A&M, Florida State. They still got to play Tennessee. They still got to play Ole Miss. So it's very possible the Gators finish this season 2-10, 3-9 with the schedule they have remaining. I mean, things are really, really bad right now in Gainesville. There's a legit debate right now. Is Florida the worst team in the SEC? Because if they go on to lose to Kentucky, they will be the rightful owner of that title. Because when you look at all the teams in the SEC, whether you're on the east side or the west side, every team has a better record right now than the University of Florida. And another big concern about this season is the lack of development from quarterback DJ Lagway. In my honest opinion, the reason why he did so well last year is because he was a freshman. There was not a lot of tape on him. But this whole offseason, all those SEC coaches, all those opponents on Florida's schedule dissected his film. And they saw one thing. He was only good at pushing the ball downfield for deep shots. So fast forward to the 2025 season, they have taken that away. Also, DJ Lagway was hurt. He missed a bunch of practice in the spring, in the fall. So a combination of all those things is leading to the play he is exhibiting on the field right now. I mean, the guy didn't even have 100 yards passing last night versus Miami, and he just does not look like he's progressing. He looked like he's regressing. And a lot of that has to do with the head coach. And in my honest opinion, there's only two coaches out there that can come to the University of Florida and have immediate success. And I would hate for Florida to go out there and just hire another coach from another school that's already kind of recycled, right? You heard Lane Kiffin name tossed around. No, he's not a good fit at the University of Florida. You heard John Gruden. No, that's not a good fit at the University of Florida. But I'm going to tell you guys, Kirk Cignetti, the head coach at the University of Indiana, would be the ideal fit for the head coach at the University of Florida. Yeah, I know he signed an 8-year extension last year with Indiana, but guys, let me be honest. He's the closest thing to Nick Saban that we have in college football. When you see his quarterback make mistakes, you see Curt Cignetti in his quarterback face cussing him out, yelling at him, demanding perfection. Billy Napier is a good man. He's a nice guy. He's not a guy that's going to do a bunch of yelling and cussing and getting into players' faces. Curt Cignetti is from that Alabama cloth. He coached under Nick Saban. Everywhere Curt Cignetti has been, he has turned the program around immediately. Started off his career at IUP, which is a Division II school, went to Elon, changed that program around, went to James Madison, brought them to new heights, and in his second year at the University of Indiana, they're coming off a 63-10 win versus a top 10 ranked opponent in Illinois. Last year, Indiana was one loss away from making the college football playoffs. So in his first 2 years at the University of Indiana, he has consistently had them ranked inside the top 20 to top 10 range, which is incredible. Because when you look at the University of Indiana, they do not have the same amount of resources and NIL money as a Florida, as a Miami, as a Alabama, as a Michigan, none of these schools. So he is pretty much getting players out of the transfer portal who had a lot of production. Francisco Mendoza, the quarterback now in Indiana. He was a highly productive player at Cal. And Kirk Cignetti, in my honest opinion, would change the program around immediately. He would not allow the sloppy, undisciplined play that you're seeing from the Florida Gators. Players spitting on each other, players having unnecessary penalties, getting touchdowns called back. All of that will be cleaned up by Curt Cignetti because he runs a tight ship. You're either going to do it his way or you can go to the transfer portal. He's not going to baby you. He's not going to talk to you. He's not going to try to give you more NIL money so you can stay at his program. He's the closest thing to Nick Saban that we have in the college football world, in my opinion. So Curt Cignetti is definitely one of my best options to replace Billy Napier at the University of Florida. And the next one might surprise you. The other best option for the University of Florida, and I don't know if they're ready for it, is Brian Flores. And hear me out on this. I know a lot of people are going to have a lot of pushback about Brian Flores, but Brian Flores is one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. And the reason why I said I don't know if the University of Florida is ready for that is because they never had a black head coach in the history of the program. Florida State went out on a limb and hired a Willie Taggart. Willie Taggart didn't have success at Florida State, no, but he also wasn't given the same amount of time as a Mike Norvell. Brian Flores is a proven commodity in the NFL. And you got to remember this for you guys come and comment on the video. Look at what he did at the Miami Dolphins. The owner of the Miami Dolphins, and he had proof of this, which is why he won his suit against the NFL and he's still coaching in the NFL. The owner of the Miami Dolphins wanted him to tank so they can get more draft capital. So they pretty much was going to pay him for every loss under the table to lose games so they can get draft picks. He did not want to draft Tua. He wanted to draft Justin Herbert. So his whole experience at Miami was pretty much handicapped. You had an owner who was making all his picks and didn't want him to win games. And he is one of the best defensive coordinators in all of football. And he has head coaching experience. And it's not like he was losing a lot at Miami. They was above 500. So another reason why I believe Brian Flores will be a great fit is because he's a rah-rah guy. He's going to get in your face. He's going to yell at you. He's going to be tough. He's going to be mean. He's going to demand perfection out of his players. And there is no college coach right now currently that has the type of defensive schemes that Brian Flores have. I mean, do you guys watch the Minnesota Vikings play? Do you watch the Minnesota Vikings defense? I mean, the amount of pressure, the amount of turnovers that this team generates is absolutely incredible. This is one of the best defensive minds we've ever seen coach football, period. And that's just my honest opinion. But is the University of Florida ready to have a black head coach? That's the big question in the room. So in my honest opinion, Curt Cignetti or Brian Flores are the two best options to replace Billy Napier at the University of Florida, because we all know that Billy Napier is definitely out after this season. You guys let me know what you think. Am I right? Am I crazy? This is your favorite big cousin Tater 2 what? Too real. Holla.